Welcome to the Primary Archaeology Store. I've got some incredibly old artefacts I'd like to show you just down here. This is a flint hand axe. It probably dates back to about 500,000 years ago and is some of the earliest evidence of human occupation you will find in the Salisbury area. It was found up at Milford Hill in the 19th century when they were building the houses up there. It's just to the east of Salisbury town centre today. And as the workmen were building the foundations and the cellars for these houses, they came across these things in the gravel layers that make up the hill today, and they passed them on to some of the early curators and supporters of the museum to form one of the core parts of the museum's collection. Now, in the past, about 500,000 years ago, these were used as butchery tools. They're called hand axes because they were held in the hand. They were never actually hafted. It's actually quite a confusing name. And they had sharp edges along this here, edge here, and along this edge here. And they were used as butchery tools to cut meat from bone. The amazing thing about them is they were made to a standard pattern and shape. So as you go through this box, you'll find more of them. And they don't look identical, but you can see that there's a design to them. There's a shape, there's a pattern that was replicated. So this is another pointed hand axe, just like the example we were looking at there. Two sharp edges running down there, two sides to them. They're sometimes referred to as bifaces. Another one there. This one's actually been split on that side. It's lost that side to it. But they're beautifully made objects. You'll notice that they're no longer sharp. It's because they're incredibly old. They've been in the ground for so long. They've been rolled, in fact, in gravel. The hill itself, Milford Hill, where they were found, was deposited by the River Avon thousands of years ago. So the flint and the flint nodules and the gravel that makes up that hill has been deposited by the river. So this material has come from elsewhere. So they weren't made immediately around here. They were made a little bit further away and then sort of redeposited to form the capping of the hill. The other thing you will notice is that they've changed colour. The flint, when it's new, is a little bluey grey colour. This has actually reacted in the soil. This colour that you see here, this orangey colour, comes from the iron that's in the ground. So over time, this is something that happens to flint. It isn't inert. A lot of people think that it doesn't change when it's buried in the ground. But I think what amazes me about these objects, and I love them, is that they are not only some of the earliest evidence of human occupation that you will find in this area, they're also an indication of the intelligence of our ancestors. Because here we're talking about people that are not in the immediate human family tree, not Homo sapiens sapiens. We're talking about earlier species of human on the wider family tree, Homo erectus or Homo heidelbergensis. And we often think, when we think back at these earlier humans, that they were shambling cavemen. They were anything but that. They were sophisticated, intelligent beings who understood how to manufacture flint tools, take a nodular flint and transform it into an object. But what's more, they were able to take that object and then use it to exploit the local environment. And that's why I think they are so significant.